Nate, we've talked a lot about outsourcing. Where specifically can we find virtual assistants?
How about we show them? We'll dive right in, we'll grab my MacBook, and we'll show you exactly where I find and hire my virtual assistant team.
How about it? Hey, it's Scott Christopher from the Scott Christopher channel, which is just right up there above me, as far as I know. Along with Nate, Be the Hero, Nate Woodbury, and this is Nate's time to shine because we're going to kind of dive under the hood today and
he's never done this before.
Go online, no, exactly, and see how in the world. We've talked a lot about outsourcing and finding virtual assistants all over the world, but primarily in the Philippines.
Yeah, so we're going to actually go under the hood, like you say, and we're going to show you
the tires,
how to actually find a virtual assistant.
Take her for a spin around the block, baby.
So we are here at the Virtual Assistant Tool.
And this is virtualassistanttool.com.
Yeah, virtualassistanttool.com. That's right. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm actually going to skip down to the bottom and show you a really cool, right here, Advanced Skill Search. We're just going to jump right to that. You can explore this website. You'll find some cool things. You can go to this website right now and find it. Just virtualassistanttool.com. Name a type of skill set or a position that you would hire in a company, like a real one. Not basket weaver, but like a legit.
Administrative, clerical, office head, receptionist. I don't know. I guess we wouldn't do that virtually.
A virtual receptionist. I love it.
It's just basically just a cell phone with a voice message on it.
Maybe they could do Skype.
I don't know. How about a graphic designer? I mean, is that too obvious since we're talking about this?
Let's even be more specific. Let's do somebody who's really good at designing logos.
Okay,
logo design,
All right, logo designer. Because I don't need anybody. You're asking the wrong guy. Who do I need? I need a wife, which I have.
All right, so look at this.
We
can come down here, and there's a category, graphics and multimedia.
Oh, well, there we go.
Each person that's in this database has gone in and rated themselves.
A receptionist. Sorry. Keep going. That's fun.
Funny.
All right. I'm just catching up. All right.
All the 200,000 people that are in here have gone through and rated themselves.
Now, these are specifically Filipinos who have rated themselves in terms of their skills in certain areas, correct?
Yeah, and they're only allowed to rate themselves at 5-star for a limited number of things. So it's a great way of filtering them down for the real skill set. So if I'm hiring somebody for logo design, let's try it.
Why
and
not
put a
start at the
5-star
top?
right there. And you see how it says I'm an expert or I'm the best in the world. What else should we put here? If we want web page design. This is what I'm looking for. Right
below logo design.
So if I want somebody who really is an expert at Photoshop, okay, let's just use those two criteria.
But wait a minute, just scroll up for a second. Office and admin.
Virtual assistant, not receptionist.
Well, it would be a virtual receptionist. Okay, anyway, keep going.
This will give you an idea. I'm not going to check any of these boxes.
Right.
Another one that's pretty good though. We can say, I want them, at least to consider themselves pretty good at writing.
Yes.
Okay, so for whatever
in English. Yes. Right.
We've got writing, advertising, all these different broad categories, but that's what we've selected for now. And I'm also going to do one other thing. This is pretty cool that this website does, is an ID proof score. I always do greater than 70.
Why not?
This has tools in there that will automatically detect if these people are real or not and give them a score. Meaning, some people have multiple profiles. They'll describe themselves as a logo designer, as an opera singer, not that you're going to hire a virtual opera. Well, maybe you could for voiceover.
Yeah, right.
This will give them a score based on their history here, based on if they have an active Facebook profile that they use, and a lot of different criteria.
And this just helps you as the searcher, as the recruiter, to kind of possibly weed out fraud or fakers.
Exactly. Yeah. Another thing you can do is state that I want to find people that are looking for full-time employment. And another thing right here is date. How long ago do you want them to have updated their profile here? If they haven't updated it in the last year, or versus.
That's what date means?
So I'm gonna leave it blank for now. I'll leave it as any, and I'll show you the difference. So I'll hit search resumes. These are way better than resumes, by the way. But these are real people we're looking at here. It's showing us on this first page 30 of.
Are they going to be mad that we're showing them on the?
I think that they'll be happy.
You'd think so.
I think that they'll be happy. Yeah, because these are profiles that they put up here on the public. and it shows you what they're asking for. 35,000 Filipino pesos, 679. He's asking a lot higher than what most do. Same with the one right down here, about the same.
And only a high school diploma.
Yeah, so he's only got a high school diploma, but he says he's got 11 years of work experience. So,
okay.
You know, he's got an ID proof score of 90. He's included his photo, which I usually check. So if you scroll down here, look, this person they don't have a photo, at least it's not showing up, and they're only asking for $194 per month.
Well, that's probably why they don't have a photo.
Another one there. Yeah, you think a graphic designer would know how to upload a photo. That might be a good filter.
We're really gonna charge very little, but we don't actually include.
She
graphics.
has a photo. She has a good score. She's got a bachelor's degree.
And she's wearing glasses, so she looks smarter.
And she's only asking for there's kind of a range there, 15,000 to 20,000 Filipino pesos, which is at most, it's under $400 a month.
Now she says she worked at Hooters. Oh no, Hootsuite. Sorry, I got that.
Big difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Big
well,
difference.
yeah.
Let's actually dive in here. Let's look at the full profile.
And she's got an 86 ID.
Yeah, so she's got an 86 ID proof.
with no name.
Yeah, that is funny. Doesn't show her name here, but we see she's 31 years old. We see like her DISC compliance. This is like personality and skill sets. Let's check out her English. Let's see what she wrote about her skill summary. I'm a freelance artist, but it doesn't mean that I am limited to arts and crafts. I've also done a lot of online jobs from the past, which include typing, data entry. It's pretty good English.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It doesn't sound, I mean, there's some, a period out of place there, and there's a space there in the word emails. I noticed those as I read it.
Of course.
So you might filter that or not. And then you can look down at all the things that she's rated herself very skilled at or somewhat skilled at, or she's not very skilled at blogging according to what she said. She's had some instructions, it says. So anyway, that's one example. If we were looking for a logo designer, here's some examples of people that we could hire or reach out to see if they want to apply for this position. And I did want to change the criteria. What if we go last active? Oh, by the way, I can check that box that they have a picture, so that
nice.
one individual would no longer be there.
Yeah.
And if we say last active in a month or less, so we were at a list of
recent. Yes.
Yeah, we're going from 257. See how much that filters out. So it cut the list in half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it cut the list in half. These are people who have updated their profile in the last month, which means they're going to reply. They're going to reply when I reach out to them. If the list is still too big, 114, that's still a lot, so I might cut it down to a week or less. You can play around with these tools to narrow it down even more. So let's do one more example. Okay, so coming back into the advanced skills search, let's see, we had English checked. I'll just uncheck that. And we had under graphics design, we had those two checked. It's not unchecking. There we go. Okay, did we have anything else checked? I think that was it.
I think so.
All right, now let's look for somebody who is going to be great at bookkeeping. I need to hire a bookkeeper.
Yes.
Bookkeeper.
Good.
So that's not going to be under graphics and multimedia.
No,
what about finance and management?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we want somebody who is best in the world of bookkeeping. And I don't hesitate from, maybe I'll put expert on both of those, but then over here I'll put specifically QuickBooks. So I'll add QuickBooks in a minute. Maybe or QuickBooks is down here. Sweet. So I need somebody to do that, and depending on what I want. So maybe I do want English. Let's go back and add English here. That they're good at speaking English. I'm an expert at it. Let's just see what results we get. So this is full-time ID proof score greater than 70. So it's not going to show me.
Yeah.
Let me just show you what happens if I say greater than 30. Wow.
So
113. So I did narrow it down quite a bit. So if I change it to greater than 70 ID proof score.
5. Oh.
Okay. So good. Maybe it automatically filters out a lot of the riffraff. If we want to filter out those with pictures, so we're down to 102. There's a couple that didn't have a picture. And then if I want to add a specific search criteria, what would that be? I'll just say, maybe I'll put in quotes that they know how to use QuickBooks Online versus the desktop version. All right, so if I search for the QuickBooks Online, okay, it didn't like my search.
Wait. Oh, QuickBook. Well, maybe it's QuickBooks with an S. Does that help?
All right, let's try QuickBooks Online. It narrowed it down to 16. So that may or may not be a a good search phrase because that means that they're not qualified if they didn't include that exact 2-word phrase. But anyway, that's an example of how you could use this tool to really narrow down the list.
Well,
And
she definitely says I'm very familiar with different accounting software such as QuickBooks Online. Yeah.
yeah, so you'll want to dig in deeper and kind of narrow it down. I usually suggest a list of 30 to 40 people, so narrow it down different ways to get that list, and then you can start reaching out, and we'll talk about that in another video. All right, so obviously I'm a big fan of the virtual assistant tool. You can check it out and do searches like that on your own. Just go to virtualassistanttool.com and check out. I've created a lot of videos about why the Philippines and how to hire them once you find them, stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Anything else you want to add? All right, nothing else. Talk to you tomorrow.